two, one, two. One, two, one, two. One, two, one, two. One, two, one, two. One, two. Yes, yes.
Pop the trunk.
The boys are back. You are now tuned in to Pop the Trunk. My name is Vinnie Paz. I'm here with my co-host, with the co-most, the Mr. Majestic Left, Right Kid, Mr. Brendan. What's the word, Bana?
Chillin'. Numero dos and sap.
Irish Billy, what the word, kid?
How we doing?
Billy, you sipping on something?
I got my Phillies cup.
Oh.
What's in there, Brendo?
What's in
What do you think is in there?
Refreshing.
A daddy soda?
A Yingling of sorts. An adult bev.
It's called relaxation.
It's relaxation juice.
Right.
Daddy's
Sleepy juice.
Daddy's sleeping juice.
Don't touch that. That's daddy's. It's daddy's nice.
That's Daddy's medicine.
That's daddy be nice medicine. He doesn't find that funny, Brendan. He has no comment on it.
I go down a rabbit hole of dark jokes right now.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
indeed. You're tuned into Pop the Trunk episode dos.
That's mommy's eyeshadow medicine.
Oh man. Yes. All right. We're back. We're about to be serious. No, I don't think we are. Right?
Probably not.
Will we ever be serious?
Little
Is that the? No, I do. I did want to say something serious to start off serious, with without joking at all. Rest in peace to Miss Marsha, Ill Bill, and Necro's moms. She passed away, and I loved her very much. And she always welcomed me with open arms into the home. Would have us over for dinner, and I actually it came out of nowhere. In terms of, when I found out. And I just wanted to give big shout outs and let Bill and Necro, Mr. Hyde, all the psychological records, Uncle Howie fam, nonfiction. Y'all know who y'all are. I love y'all. Miss Marsha, rest in peace. You were the best. And also something I wanted to bring up.
Rest in peace.
I don't want to go down too much of a rabbit hole here, because everyone on this show, everyone listening knows how dark it could get regarding the Epstein files, and what's going on every day, daily. Every day we're hearing something new, right? But when I was rapping about certain shit, right, in '96, all right, this is our 30th year since our first record, right? This is my 30th year, like officially, not rhyming, but since we're celebrating all through 2026. 30 years in this business.
What's the name of that first record?
Well, it was an EP called The Amber Probe.
Mm-hmm.
So that was November '96, and the party was the night of Holyfield Tyson 1.
I know exactly where it was for that.
Right, and I was salty, and I'm like, yo, can I get out of my own party? Because there's no way. Pack this up. Whose idea was this?
That is the first time I saw a human being like this lose everything they had. Now, granted, it was my friend Alex, and he was 17 years old, but I watched him lose everything.
Now,
everything he had, like $3,000.
Brendo, because of who I was with, I don't have a similar story.
Right.
That night. But there are thousands, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people who I believe shared the same.
It was wild. We were at his mother got us the pay-per-view. Right. At his house, and he like threw a bookie, because you couldn't legally bet then 30 years ago. All the money he had as like a high school senior. I was a junior. It was the fall of that year, but.
My brother made a mint that night. I was certainly still in my rose-colored glasses when it came to Mike.
Sure.
Stage of life that I'm not in anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
If you listen to Knock 'Em Out the Box, you know how Brendan and I both feel. Destructive heavyweight, went through the division like hot knife through butter. But when people tell us, when we were doing our boxing show, Mike is the GOAT, Brendan and I respond with the same thing. We both, because we share a boxing mind. What's his best win? We'll tell you. It was Razor Ruddock.
Right.
What
Hall
of Fame fighter did Mike Tyson beat? And you'll just hear crickets.
Crickets. Let me ask you something. You.
Sure.
Now, were you a no spoiler back then? Were you still for those of you that don't know that are tuning in, Vinnie and I did a podcast for 5 years. It's called Knock 'Em Out the Box. I have been guilty of this. Vinnie is like Jerry Seinfeld in terms of you can't spoil sports or really anything for Vin. Vin operates on a different time than a lot of people. So he will, well, now, of course, you don't have to because of streaming services, but Vin will relinquish himself from all social media, his phone. He won't communicate with you. And if you don't know him well enough, sometimes holy shit, did you see that? Now it could be the Phillies. It could be the Eagles. It could be the Sixers. And he goes, you fuck. And even if you don't tell him what it was.
Fucking garbage pail, piece of garbage.
And so what did you call me for a long time?
Mushy long?
Yeah. Well, that. But so now let me ask you something. So you have your release party for your EP, right? It's a big deal. Okay? This is a big deal.
I don't want to gloss. No, this is important too to what you're gonna ask me. I don't want to gloss over that I was literally vexed at everyone for throwing it on that night. And because my man Shawnee lived in West Philly on Osage, like blocks from where Move happened.
Okay.
So it's like they're all interesting, right? So we're in West Philly,
right,
on a Saturday night in November of '96. And I'm like, these guys are like, yo, idiot. Your record is dropping. Your first record ever. I'm like, I know, but Tyson's this is
it's Tyson Holyfield.
It's Tyson. What are you talking about?
It's Tyson 1 year out of prison.
Yes.
Versus Holyfield.
Right.
Who went through 2 wars with Riddick Bowe.
With Bowe.
Right. So let me ask you something. So
now
what did you get it? Did it get spoiled? Did you have someone record a VHS for you that you could go home afterwards to watch?
I had someone recording it, but I knew that this was too big to not get spoiled by people who ended up coming to said party. Because as you guys both know, when it's parties, especially in certain neighborhoods, there is no, we have to stop at 1. We have to stop at 2. If this goes to 4 or 5, then that's when it goes to.
Okay.
So I just accepted my fate, baby. And almost
so
wanted
my
to
question
get to
is,
the chase.
Even back then,
yeah,
you were what, 19 years old? Just turned 19 years old?
Yeah, literally weeks before.
You were an anti-spoiler then. You were, I will record this. Yeah,
but my understanding of it was that it also was easier to avoid spoilers. I had no cell phone. I had a pager. I had a house phone. And there was no such thing as anything but cable in a cable box. You know what I mean? So yes, I was. But I think you could easily easily duck spoils.
Gotcha.
Is that
back then,
would you guys
for
agree?
Sure. Yeah.
Yo, could you record this for me? And I just have a VHS tape on the table when I come home. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So short of calling someone on a jack,
right,
or paging someone,
you're not texting just like,
right, who won the Oscar fight or this or that. You know what I'm saying? But then there's those fights, B. Like, you're not getting around finding out who won Tito Trinidad de la Hoya. Bro, I went out front with Stevie Williams, the skateboarder. Yeah. Right, to get some air or maybe to smoke, right? And people were like yelling in the streets.
That night.
This N-word Mike got knocked the fuck out. Like, wilding. Like, wait, what did you just say?
Right.
And had to stop 2 dudes I didn't know. It was just 2 dudes wilding.
So that's what happened. So 2 randos spoiled it for you. In West Philadelphia.
They were basically doing what Stevie and I were doing, like either out there, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't like a weed guy. So I just like went out there either with my 40 with Stevie, and like dudes were like carrying on. I'm like, what happened? Because I knew what they were carrying on about. You know, I'm doing the time I'm doing the timeline in my mind. You know, it's around midnight-ish, 12:30-ish. I'm like,
surprised you didn't hit him with that bottle.
What, that boop, boop? Nah. I was, I knew that I was going to eat that particular night because of the weight of it, you know?
I'm just trying to get into the mind of a young 19-year-old Paz if he was as curmudgeonly about.
I just unfortunately was like, I got to eat this tonight.
Got it.
Bought that because these dopes made a party on the night of this fight. You know, can I blame Jan, Billy? I blame Jan and Stu.
Definitely.
The nerve of them.
The nerve, yeah. Shout out Sox for letting us have that there. Shawnee. Sox had us up in there. Originally Mount Airy, but he was in West Philly at that point. And Stoop DJ'd. Everyone was up in there that night. Yeah, shout out Cosmo. Shout out everybody. Shout out Kenny Mees. Shout out Cosmo, Rich Medina. Nope. Everyone was up in there that night. All Lost Children of Babylon, X-Files, Affiliation, Dice Raw. Shout out everybody. So yeah, what I've been thinking about a little bit with the the insanity of the some of the Epstein claims, right, of the files. I wasn't sure when I was rhyming about the shit that I was 30 years ago. I'm like, okay, I'm saying this shit because I believe it to be true, but I'll probably never see any of this come to fruition in my lifetime with the knowledge that these things, that at the time, we're what, 30, when was Kennedy, B, 64?
2.
It was that early? 62?
Was he elected in 62?
I think he was elected in 62 and got hit. So at that point, we're over 30 years from Kennedy, and we weren't really close to getting. So I'm like, I don't know.
63.
Okay, I'm going. I don't know if I'm gonna. And then, then MK Ultra, those files from the CIA start coming out. I'm going, oh wow, this is crazy. And the book Chaos, about Charlie being, MK Ultra, and the data that backs it up. I didn't think I would see that. And I'm talking about the biochip, people being implanted. And then a few years after that, I say it, people are willingly getting their animals chipped. You know what I mean? And just going, oh no, like never lose my dog. I'm like, that's how you fucking started. And then people are
testing it on your dog.
Right. Then there are people that chip their kids now. Like, yo, my kid will never be on a milk carton. I'm like, well, that's a whole other topic, those milk carton kids and where they went. And I think B has something to do with it, Billy, because a lot of it was on Montauk, Long Island. Who lives on Long Island, Billy?
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you know how far that is away from me?
Nah, because
I can like get to you.
Because you and Scott told me how massive the island is, and I was like, it's almost hard to wrap your head around it.
Well,
he's like, bro, if B was to go to blah blah blah, like something on the end, he's like, bro, that would take him like forever.
Yeah, like 2 hours. It's 2 hours.
And I was like, what?
Yeah. No, it's like you can vacation like from where I'm from.
Yeah,
there.
on Long Island. Yeah, that's what he was telling me, because I was like, did you go to blah 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 for vacation? He's like, yeah, we'll go there sometimes. And I'm like, but you live there? And he's like, nah, it's like a trip, bro.
It's a trip. It's like you guys going to like the Poconos or something to go skiing. You know what I mean? Like,
interested in that kind of stuff, just look up what happened on Montauk in regards to MK Ultra.
Do you guys? Also,
look at I'm sending stuff to Billy, and he writes back. Yeah, well, that's a lot of it's based on the stuff I was saying.
They were going to call it Montauk.
Yeah. So,
do you know what Plum Island is?
Yeah.
Bill, do you know?
Can we just turn this into a conspiracy pod?
For now,
well, I think they're pretty popular.
I broke Billy's brain with a few movies on that 07 tour 20 years ago.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He came up to me the next day and was like, Paz, I don't know if I can write the ship after those things you showed me. I was like, my bad, bro. But if I
was young, innocent, didn't know anything about
I'm
the ways
not
of the
sure
world.
If you're like this, particularly with guys, be it your buddy Rich, who now lives in PA, or even your wife, but are you someone who's like, I know this, someone I love is going down with me with this ship, because I can't know this alone.
Oh no, I'm not like that.
Okay, well I am. So everyone went down with me during
like Bohemian Grove. Did you?
Well, in '96, Pablo. Yeah, of course. But that's another thing. It's like I'm saying that on records, and then it's becoming just part of things that are discussed on major platforms. Like Billy said, there's an entire subculture of podcasts and YouTube shows.
We just crashed this. Crashed this show right into conspiracy.
No. I just wanted to say, no. My point was just, I wasn't sure if I would live to see any of the shit I was saying, and we're just ticking boxes now. And I just wanted to say that. It's just, I didn't know. Would I be in my 20s?
You say that,
happen, my 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s.
And for me, it's sex robots. That's what I didn't think I'd see. That's the box I checked. There's sex robot. You can just order up.
So like 30 years ago, if we knew each other 30 years ago, I would have probably checked sex robots first. Like, yeah, that's gonna happen because people.
When people would, that was like flying cars to me. I'm like, no fucking way, people are gonna. And
I don't know, Sel, the depth of depravity.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, okay, I'm gonna be 100%. We talked on the last episode about how late I was to the party of getting a computer, right?
Yeah.
I've never.
Apparently, so was I.
I've never like internet dated, but when I was in college, people did, right?
Oh.
So there was.
I know a thing or two about the internet dating.
So, like, you were like, oh, look at these nerds. You know what I mean? Like, they met on a computer. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. And now people don't actually date. They only internet date, like, exclusively. Like,
correct.
There's no, like, it's why bars are closing down left and right. Like, there's no, like, people are just like, yeah, I'll just go on the app, find someone.
I like to consider myself one of the founding members
fathers, if you will,
of the founding fathers of internet dating.
I
was getting made fun of by like my friends and people.
Billy,
what are you doing?
What would I say to you?
You had like a profile, like,
fish? Are you going fishing, or did you catch any? How would we word our joke? It was so long ago.
I forget.
Did you catch any fish?
Yeah,
Is that what I would
you'd ask me.
What was the name of it?
Catching any fish lately? Plenty of fish. I actually met my wife on there, so kudos.
It worked. Yo, it worked for my brother, bro. My brother's in his 50s, Brendan, and he did it because he was never in the game, big.
I've been married for 15 years. I've been with my wife for 18 years. Right. Had that not happened,
you met her in 08?
I actually met her we started dating in 08. I met her in 05. The story is I moved into her building in Brooklyn.
Oh,
we shared a wall.
That's right.
So I rented an apartment next to her apartment.
Poor girl.
And she grew up with.
It all went downhill from there, Billy. Imagine
what
imagine how
you don't know the story about that. I got hammered in Bushwick, wasted,
Billy,
and had
life was.
Hang on, let me real quick.
She had all her future was bright.
Was what ahead of her.
Everything was ahead.
I just ruined it.
You just came in.
I just, boom. I am the iceberg that her Titanic hit. You know what I mean? And just
you were like the movie Twister.
To her, 100%. To her life, her career, everything. I got ran into these heads I grew up with. They were originally Dominican family, big Dominican family, originally from Brooklyn, moved out by me, then moved back. Ran into my homeboy that I grew up with sister. Like at the nexus of the universe. I'm literally walking at first in Manhattan, and this girl screams my name from across the street. I walk over there. It's a girl I haven't seen since literally like junior year of high school. She's like, yo, Friday we're having this big party, blah, blah, blah. We live, boom, 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 on Arion Place between Bushwick and Broadway. I'm like, bet. I'll take the J train there. Worked, went out there. You can't really take the train from that part of Brooklyn to the part of Brooklyn I lived in, okay? I'd have to go back through the city and then come back. It would take 2-3 hours. So I got bombed.
That checks out, Billy.
I go there and you ever it was all people I got along with from high school that are at a rooftop party in a building that they lived in. So it was like, oh my God, it was like a great reunion, you know?
Yeah.
Drinking. Well, the car service pulls up and I roll out of the door, and my wife to be is sitting on the stoop of the building that we lived in, and she's like, "What? Where are you coming from?" And of course, she's like a nice Bensonhurst girl. So I was like, Bushwick. She's like, "What the fuck are you doing there?" I was like, "You want a beer?" And she did, and
that's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote. Now we have 2 kids, and
that was her first mistake.
Wouldn't be your last.
Mm-hmm.
You heard one that came into my recording earlier.
Yeah. Indeed. Speaking of Brooklyn, you said to me, I think you said to Billy and I, actually, how nothing encapsulated our era to you more than Enter the Stage, Black Moon. And sort of painted a picture of it. And I said, wow, you made me think of something to where I would say, does that encapsulate that era of the East Coast at that time better than anything else? Now, we're not going down the line of saying best record, but if Space Aliens came and you said, explain 1993 East Coast grit to me, would you hand them that, because
I will. This is like a seminal part of my life in terms of like where this, whatever you want to call it, for lack of a better term, and I feel like on this type of podcast, not necessarily ours, it sounds cliche to say like the culture, right? So there was, when I was growing up, like the heroes were KRS, East Coast heroes, right?
Yeah.
And again, I just want to be clear before I say this, before people jump down my throat. There were very relevant East Coast artists at this time. But there was obviously a surge in the early 90s of West Coast G-Funk era and of course, like Tupac. Both of which I have the utmost respect for. I just didn't really relate to it. Okay. And I sort of felt it was at the in-between mark, like KRS for a 11 or 12-year-old kid, whereas then I had BDP records. KRS was almost like too smart for me at that point, right? And this is no disrespect to who I'm going to say changed my mind.
I mean, he was also too smart for some adults at that point too. Don't be hard on yourself, because it was very heady stuff for kids our age, and that's what the culture was. Unless you were an OG already,
right?
Which means you're pushing 70 now, which we're nowhere near. So unless you were grown like that, it was very heady stuff from a very bright guy.
To me, it was Rakim and BDK, Big Daddy Kane, they weren't old, but they looked and seemed way older. You know what I mean? Like they
were kids then. To me, they were grown ass men.
They had mustaches, and you know what I'm saying? Like
them motherfuckers had deep voices and seemed old and shit. I'm like, yo, these guys. Now you're like, oh my God, not that we're their age or even their era, but it's not.
So there was LL, BDK, right? These guys were larger than life. Okay, what felt tangible to me, and again, I said there was a divide because of the West Coast. What felt tangible to me, the first hearing it and then seeing it, I think it was 92 that the record came out.
92 is Who Got the Props, and the video.
So, but that's the record, is Who Got the Props. And of course, it's Evil D, it's 5FT, Buckshot, you know what I mean? And
little trivia, Ill Bill in the video.
Ill Bill's Ill Bill's in the video, right?
Yep.
Shout out to Ill Bill, because we got to do restaurant comparison next time we hang out.
Yeah, you guys did. You guys had a good at my Brooklyn show.
Yes,
you guys had
we had a healthy discussion.
You and the ladies had a good discussion.
Yeah,
I was too busy trying to be a good host to everyone.
You were being a great host, actually.
I was trying.
I got great picks from that. But so Buckshot Shorty.
Oh, can I say something, B? How ill was it that we're from an era where you would start bubbling the album a year ahead of time?
A year ahead of time.
Billy, this single, Who Got the Props, which
Who Got the Props?
Bro, that was a year out from the record dropping. And a video, like, oh, yo, this is how you set up records.
Right.
Like, we're going to drop the first single in video. It was early 90, it was late 92.
Correct.
And then the record doesn't drop till late 93.
Yeah, right. So it was, I was in seventh grade.
Do the grade thing, B?
Yeah. I was in seventh grade, then 8th grade.
I associate Who Got the Props with 10th grade and the LP with 11th. They're two different. time
7th grade.
When you're that young.
That summer, 7th into 8th grade.
Yeah.
And then I saw the video. And again, guys, on MTV was at the time was dominated by Snoop and Dre, right? They were on fire. I think Warren G had come out. I think that, you know,
395 singles and videos from the Chronic, which is smart because each one blew up. So we're not hating on that.
We're not hating on that.
Guys, if you were here, there was very much like, yo, are we ever going to take back the crown vibe? It wasn't hating on them. It was just like, we don't have more to contribute.
Vin, do you remember we had to stay up late to watch like Yo MTV Raps or whatever. We had to like stay up late to like catch, you know,
we had to watch The Box. We had to watch Pump It Up. In Philly, we had something called Crush Raps, B.
Right. We had Video Music Box. Video Music Box, Uncle Ralph McDaniels.
Yeah, Uncle Ralph. But guys, we had to stay up. Mostly it was midnight and after for that. And for the mix shows, guys. There was no, you know, your Power 99s and Hot 97s. We're not playing these
It's
records.
funny, yo, you mentioned Rich before. We were just talking about this the other day where Hot 97 really hadn't caught on yet. It was about a year later when I was in 8th grade, like when Hot 97 became Hot 97. So we had 98.7 Kiss FM, which is where Red Alert was. So he would break records,
right?
Right. And they would break records on Kiss. So it would be cool, DJ, the Red Alert, y'all. And then he would play.
And you guys had WBLS, right?
We had BLS, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but like they weren't rap stations. You know what I'm saying? Like Kiss FM like played R&B.
Right.
They played, you know, they would have like a rap time on it. Hot 97 was like the first rap station. But anyway, so for me, these guys, I was getting into skateboard culture heavy at that time too. So these guys looked like who I wanted to look like. Backpack, hoodie, jorts. You know what I mean?
40 Below Troopers.
Well, so some of the background players, I'm specifically, because for Buckshot was like the illest MC to me for a good like 5 years, right? And just I was like, you couldn't tell me nothing, right?
It's very difficult to argue with anyone who thinks that, because that run he had is unreal.
Unreal, right. And then again, we talked last week about it was like the baton pass of like the label, right? So this was, you know, Nervous Wreck, and then that ushered in Duck Down, because I guess Drew Howe worked at Nervous. Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think so. And then
he was like their manager, right?
Yeah, he was like, I just want to be a part of this thing, and Buck brought him in.
Right.
They started the Duck Down thing, but they got the deal with Nervous, and then signed a deal for a record, and then they got Smith & Wesson the deal from that, and the deal was the Pits. And these guys are selling hundreds of thousands of units independently, and these guys can't get their money.
Right.
They can't get budgets. They can't get allotted more money, you know?
Yes. So we had, I mean, I don't know could you guys tune this in Philly, 89.9 Stretch and Bobbito?
No, but we had 103.3 PRB, which was Philly, Jersey, and New York. It's the highest wattage,
hottest frequency.
It's one of the highest in the country. So it was.
So all of this at that time, to me, it was Buckshot, and you know, Mr. Walt and Evil D, and I like immersed myself in that record and to the stage, and again, it opened up my eyes to like, all right. And then of course I have like the t-shirt on now, but we had subsequent records, like that record came out, then we had Wu-Tang, then we had Midnight Marauders, right? All within like a month of each other in 93. But 92 is like, you're right. That's where it started.
De La Soul, Balloon Mind State. Let me just go through something. KRS, right? Enter the Stage. Ultra Mag, Four Horsemen.
Right.
Second Cypress Hill album, when people were waiting because they didn't.
The Black Sunday record?
Right. People think, oh, Cypress blew up on that first one. No. They didn't drop and blow up. They became stars.
That was a slow burn, because the first record came out, what, 91?
Yeah.
The first Cypress record?
Early 92. But the singles, it was a double A side.
Right.
The Funky Feel one, and how I could just kill a man in those videos. And that's because people thought they were from New York.
And they filmed them out here.
They filmed them here.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, those Spanish New York dudes. Fat Joe represent, which is slept on. Dell, no need for alarm. This is in a calendar year, and I'm not even Master Ace, Slaughterhouse. Ice-T, Home Invasion.
So again, but real quick though, Master Ace, I wouldn't have known Master Ace without the recommendation from the guy who owned the record store where I bought. And it's like, that's how it went. You know what I mean? So shout out to RPM Sounds. Those of you, if you're tuning in from where we grew up, you know RPM Sounds and you know Richie Signorelli, who would, in our hometown, would get what we wanted. How cool is that? You go to a record store and he'd be like, yo, tell me what I should get. And we would tell him the records that we thought that we liked. And he's like, he just loved it. Like he did that hip hop thing. He was an old breakdancer graffiti guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he did that. I transitioned into house music.
Which a lot of people do.
A lot of people do.
A lot of the dudes I shouted out earlier are like spinning house now, and they're famous.
Right. They all. That's a whole nother topic for another day. And again, they still love hip hop.
Yeah, and it's all still subculture shit. They just for whatever reason segued into that.
Right. So he would get us, and he's like, the best was that he would give us the promo posters that the record store would get.
Yeah.
So he'd be like, he'd roll a couple up and then just be like, here, go ahead, take that. Like, whatever you bought. And if you didn't have the bread on you and you wanted to hear it, he'd be like, just get me next week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have a very similar story. My brother's drummer, we called him Rabenga from Scarface.
Scarface?
Yeah.
Rabenga.
He worked at the spot. Same thing. He would order them for us.
The best.
And he would let me get them on Monday because everything dropped on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And he would go, come through on Monday, and that's when they're coming in.
Richie would before they could put the displays out, they'd get the records early, like a week early.
Yeah.
And you talked about having a beeper or a pager. He would hit us and
you were the illest if you had the joint. A week early was crazy.
I would get the shit sometimes between 4 to 6 days at a time. We'd get a record, but he would tell us, he'd be like, "Do me it's for you guys."
Yeah.
I don't need kids beating the door down here.
Yeah, I don't need 100 copies of this floating around. I mean, Billy, another thing that missed you a little bit because of you being younger than us. Like, bro, Illmatic was done and ready to drop, and it got bootlegged so heavy that they had to. Yeah. There's remixes on that album that aren't the original beats because people were waiting so much for Nas that someone someone working there, like a fucking kid in the mailroom, like got a good copy of the finished Illmatic. That's why the beat for Represent isn't the original beat. That's a different beat.
Right.
And another guy, speaking of, because B's wearing the Illmatic shirt, B, like, think of how long that was happening and how that was set up. So you have him on the Main Source record, the debut in 91.
Live at the Barbecue.
Then he's on Chub Rock, Back to the Grill Again.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 92. Then they dropped the halftime single on the Zebrahead soundtrack.
Right.
So they're setting this guy up to people go, who is this guy, Nasty Nas? It's like, there is no proper setup anymore. It's like, no budget, no name producer, get in there, get out, let's drop it. You could buy this mic off of Amazon.
Right.
Let's drop 50 million things. Whatever sticks, because we're not losing anything here. We're not paying Dre to do this beat. You look at the shift.
I heard Eric Sermon tell this story that Large Professor brought him out to Brentwood.
Yo, he fronted on Nas.
He didn't get it, is what he said.
Fronted on Nas, he's like, Eric Sermon from EPMD.
And they got in the car and they drove to Mount Vernon.
They went to Pete Rock's crib.
Yep. And Pete
Rock was like, oh, this guy, whoa. And he came up with The World Is Yours.
Yep.
As they were going through beats. He's like, yo, I got a hook for this at Pete's mom's basement.
It's fucking wild.
They called it The Basement.
Yeah.
But it was literally The Basement.
Well, that was, so for me, it's who got the props. It's Enter the Stage. That's what turned it for me and made me who I don't want to say like it, but again, like the skateboard culture, hip hop, right? Like it got me. I'm tuned in now, right? I'm tuned in, and it's all tangible. These guys look like who I want to look like. That I want to dress like those guys. You know, they're not in a 6'4" Impala. I don't know anybody with a 6'4" Impala, but I do know someone with a JanSport and graffiti cans. You know what I'm saying? I do know someone with a 5-panel hat. You know what I'm saying? And who looks like that. And even though I'm a white kid from the burbs, like I want to like. That shit is dope. I want to look like that.
Well,
you know,
that you could argue that third wave of guys, which me and you would refer to as, no pun intended with the name, but it's why it was their name, Leaders of the New School.
LONS, yeah.
LONS, but that
shout
wave
out to Uniondale, Long Island.
Yes. Dinko D, Charlie Brown, Malo and the Dance, the Buster Bust, those guys. Yo, man, LONS 2 records, guys. Go run them if you haven't.
If you haven't, go get it. But do you? I have a story about them and YBT. It's a great. We'll get into it another time. It's a whole.
Here's a quick story about. So young black teenagers, Billy, and Leaders of the New School, Buster's first group, were with the Bomb Squad, which is Public Enemy's production arm. Right? They have artists: Hank Shockley, Keith Shockley, Eric Vietnam,
Freeport,
Sadler,
Roosevelt,
Chuck D.
that whole area, Long Island.
They have these guys as artists, Billy, right? To either manage, sign, or both. They have 2 names for these artists. There's 5 white kids, and they're a group, right? And there's Leaders of the New School, which is Buster's group. Charlie Brown, Dinko D, Malo and the Dance, Buster. So they have these names, Leaders of the New School and Young Black Teenagers. It's obvious where you go with that, you know?
Right.
And one of the Shockleys or Eric Vietnam is like, no, we're naming the white kids Young Black Teenagers.
So the lore is that they had to battle for LONS or YBT, right?
The story is that the names were obviously the Young Black Teenagers are named the Young Black Teenagers,
because
and
they're
the white
black.
boys because they're black, and the white kids are gonna get Leaders of the New School. There you have it. And then he has this
the original
idea,
Cameron.
Yep. What up, black? He has this idea that the illest thing to do would be to fuck with people is to name 5 white kids, young black teenagers. Yeah. It fell flat because those dudes couldn't handle it. Because Billy, they sit down and they're like, "Yo, what's the deal with the name?" And they're like, "Yo, we're just showing that black is a state of mind." And I'm like, "No, don't say that. Don't say that." Like,
it's really a lot.
Ill.
Right. It's a lot to ask, and I don't think there's a lot of lasting power with it. It's so gimmicky.
But it could have been ill if you didn't try to make it gimmicky. Why is this the answer? If the answer's incredible, it's ill. But they fell flat because they were literal kids.
Right.
Buster and them were teenagers. Your YBT were teenagers.
Bro, but they were, the thing about it is,
they were dope.
They were dope. YBT is dope. You never heard the song Twist the Bottle? You never heard that song?
Billy? Tap the bottle
and twist the cap.
Mm-hmm. Tap the bottle. That's them. They could rhyme. They had beats, but it was
DJ Scribble is their DJ. Speaking of house
guy
DJs.
who is one of the biggest DJs in the world. And Cameron still spins. Does he? He still got the dreads. He still spins. He spins reggae. Speaking of the aforementioned house, hip hop, jungle, all that. Like all my Philly guys run with Cameron. Like when they do those DJ sets with a bunch of ill dudes, you know, like 10 big DJs at this thing. He'll be there. He'll be with Cosmo. He'll be with Kenny Mees. All of them dudes.
What is your, like, I'm gonna be a rapper rap song? Was there a rap song for you?
Here's the thing though, because what you brought about is what shifted you, or what made you use the good word. Yo, these guys were, I could touch this. I feel like I could know these guys. That's what I was saying about the wave. It's like, okay, there's the originators, right? Where hip hop starts, 1972 in the Bronx. There's the wave of all those guys that rapped. Most of them didn't make records. Some of them did. They all came out in the late 70s, right?
Right.
Into the early 80s. Then Run DMC starts the second wave. And who comes off of all of those guys is the third wave, who is Ra, Chris, all the guys that debuted around 86 or 87.
Right.
Then who comes off of them is the fourth wave, What you and I were saying, that's the new school, but
that's our golden era.
But it's our golden era, which we say,
which is not the golden era
to 92.
Yeah,
and you say it's like 92 to 96. I think is yours.
Yes.
But so there can be arguments about 3 and 4, not so much 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is
one
really
and 2 is 1 and 2.
The original in the Run DMC. That's like 1 and 2. It's like
you have your
Run
Dana
DMC
Dane
shifted. All of that.
Right.
Then you get into Rick, Dana Dane, LL, and those guys, and then the guys. B and I were at the age of, they were popping when we found this, and then they formed the guys that were what we considered like to be the sweet spot. I say 88 to 92, B says 92 to 96.
And again,
Billy's
I think that's just our 3-year gap in age. You know what I mean? Like
it is. That's why your record is Enter the Stage is as important to me, but it didn't mold me because I was rapping.
You were
already. Like we have music recorded, so you weren't. How do I put this?
You were 15.
Yeah. So
like the shit that came out when I was 15 didn't move me. Actually, you know what? I take that back. It did. It's like some people will say like this record that dropped in 99 or 2003 or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm still young. Yeah, it's still a great record. I just go. I had a license at that point, right? I wasn't on a bicycle. I wasn't taking the bus. You know, I didn't have my there's all kinds of like things that like I have, you know, that make me feel a certain way. But for you, what was the record for you that you said, holy shit, like I this is what I want to do?
Yeah, I wrote.
And how old are you?
I wrote a rhyme. I wrote the first thing I ever wrote when I was 9. There was a talent show, and me and these twin brothers I knew, they're like respectable citizens now. So I was just going to say their names, you know what I mean? But I realized there's no reason to say that. We did Candy Girl. And where the little rhyme part, I wrote a little rhyme for Karen Zielinski for there. A little dart. Because remember, I was like an 8-ball rhyme.
Yeah.
My girl likes candy. So the little rhyme there. And then I had another rhyme. Shout out Steve Gunn. Yo, his birth name was Steve Gunn. Like, that's the
hardest name ever.
Yeah, he could beatbox, and he would do the he could do the Roger Rabbit voice. Like, so he would do that on like the 4s and the 8s. Remember how we go like, please, Eddie, and like all those things? And
please, Eddie. Yeah.
So he would do that on like 8s, and I wrote a little rhyme there, and we recorded on a little radio.
So you were 9 years old. You recorded
9
this
or 10 then, but just did no microphone. Like you
yelled recorder, it into
to the little tiny things. Not even a boombox because I couldn't afford that. The little one.
Yes,
tiny
the
ones.
Little.
Bigger than a Walkman, smaller than a
like if you like remember those contests, like if you sold like wrapping paper, you could order it out of like one of those joints that you catalog.
Get. It probably was from that.
Right.
So, but I don't know. You don't know what's going on. You don't know anything about that. Nothing bothers you. The world seems amazing, like you before you ruin your wife's life in 08 and 05. The world is yours at that point. And then I hear Lord Shafiq, my mic is on fire. And I go, what the fuck is happening here? What is this fucking guy on? So I'm like 10, and it was on Newer Records, but it was spelled N-U-W-R. And I knew Force MDs.
Okay.
Now, so the only records I ever saw on Newer Records were Force MDs and the Lord Shafiq, my mic is on fire. So now, because of the logo, I just think it was
like
Force
the first
MD's
group
label.
from Staten Island, Force MDs.
Ever, right. Yeah. So if you talk to Staten Island dudes like Woo, they'll be like, yo, Force MCs were the illest. They put on for the island.
Right.
If you talk to Eamon, the singer Eamon, he'll tell you like, yo, Force MCs. The MDs thing, guys, it's this weird thing that they changed later because they didn't want to be like overly attached to the MCs thing. It's strange. It's a hip hop tidbit that is looked at because they never got mad famous, but they were just the Force MCs, and then they just changed it to Force MDs, so it looked less like, yo, we're not tied to rap because they did like some of those singing records. Remember, B?
Yeah.
where they were singing?
Yes, they had, yes.
But my mic's on fire. I was like, yo, the only guy I knew could be this ill was Rakim at that point, you know? Like, what is this guy doing? And the Nautilus loop I heard, this is crazy. This is crazy. And then people forget that Lakem Shabazz, who was a huge influence on me, had a 12-inch as MC La space KIM, like for MC Lakem. But it was Lakem Shabazz, you know? And 45 Kim did the beat. It was called We Got the Funk. That was on Tough City, which was Aaron Fuchs, who was robbing everybody back then. And I was like, yo, these guys are on another level of the... Look, when I heard from Sucker MCs, and you hear, you know, 2 years ago, but that style, at this point, this is 3 or 4 years that I've been hearing that style of mechanics. 2 years ago, then you hear Rakim, right? And you're like, whoa, what is happening
total
here?
left turn.
Right, but I didn't feel like Rakim, the way you said, this is tangible, this is touch. I was like, this guy's an alien, and he's a star.
Right.
And this guy's got
He's handsome
and a Benz.
I was just gonna say,
I'm seeing the Paid in Full posse. I'm like, yo, I never saw nobody look like that. Now I would with Hilltop Hustlers and Tough Crew, but not at this point yet.
Like,
I hadn't seen physically.
Remember seeing like
eyes.
A 4-finger ring?
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? You're like, whoa,
bro. The 4-finger
with their name on it
that that Hilltop is wearing on the back of Cool C, right? The LP that they're wearing on there. I used to write down what they had on and like, yo, I'm gonna buy that and wear that. The 4-fingered rings.
So I would do something similar. Like I would remember rap pages.
Yeah, of course.
So I would trace like
what they had on.
I would put a piece of paper on it and I would trace it and then cut out the 4-finger ring. Like I would, you know what I'm saying? Like make it.
Yeah.
And then
you would, I
would try to make it for and color it in and like wear the shit or like do it with tinfoil from like my peanut butter.
But I gotta be honest, I gotta keep it a rack because that's what we're gonna do on this show. I didn't just do that as a little kid. You guys remember on Sunday nights? Everyone remembers Sunday nights pretty vividly because you had to go to school the next day. Sure. So it was horror, that feeling in your stomach.
Yeah.
So if I see the clock, this is today, right? This is 2026. The clock ticking on 60 minutes, I start getting nauseated because it would remind me of football ending.
Right.
And I got to go to school tomorrow. I gotta
go to bed. Yeah.
Do you guys remember on Sunday nights, Uptown Comedy Club?
Yeah.
They shot it in Harlem. It's where, what's his name, got his start, Billy? The guy who does a good Joe Pesci, Jim Brewer.
I love Jim Brewer.
Jim Brewer was the only white boy on there. It was Flex, the guy with the fade and the dreads.
Right.
B.
Yeah.
They would have a musical
Flex.
At the end
Flex
of the show.
was he was on that show. Was it Doug with Doug?
With Dougie Doug.
Dougie Doug. Yeah.
Flex still looks exactly the same, by the way.
Right.
I just saw him because I was thinking about Uptown Comedy Club.
Right.
So in '92,
shout out to DC Benny. DC Benny was on that too. White dude. Shout out to DC Benny.
Pooh Bah's the musical guest in '92. And at this point, I'm recording them all because I like the show, but I really like the musical guests because they're having on New York.
So this is now fast forward to 92.
Correct. I'm just jumping around a little bit to say that I wasn't just writing down what people were wearing and aspiring to wear it as a little kid. At this point, I'm 14. I'm writing down what Pooh Bah had on Uptown Comedy Club and going, yo, I got to get that identical outfit. So I'm going to go boost it for Macy's. So what does he have on? All right, he had on
Polo, Tommy Hilfiger.
Yeah, he had on the 5s. He had on the
Jordan 5s.
Jordan 5s.
Right.
Jabos.
For those of you that don't know, those will have the 23 on the side, the Jordan 5s on the heel.
A low windbreaker and whatever fitted. You know, I didn't
either
mind
had it fitted
that.
on or he had on like the dad hat style. You know what I mean?
The dad
like,
hat, and sometimes he'd have the visor, like he did on. He had the visor on when he did in Living Color. Remember
the visor? Yeah, the visors went hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you had a polo visor,
Peep, Pooh Bah, and Alamo's outfits on doing what goes around 360 from 92 or 93 on In Living Color. You can find it on YouTube, guys.
And I think In Living Color,
if you think Pooh Bah wasn't
the flyest,
if you think it wasn't the low lifes, shout out Thurston Howe, shout out Rack Lowe, James Lowe, shout out all the low lives. if you don't think that those guys single-handedly shifted hip-hop fashion by rocking Low and Hill and all those companies that were viewed as honky shit, and they were like, we're taking preppy shit,
right,
and taking it and making it fly. And not that Rick and Dana Dane weren't, but they were different. They looked untouchable, guys. That's a thing that Brendan and I are talking about.
Right. Like,
when did people become, like, yes, I viewed Pooh Bah as a star, but I looked at Rakim as like, that's so ill. Like, I saw Lord
like the
Shafiq,
Dapper Dans and shit.
That was Mike Tyson beating up Mitch Blood Green. That was Alpo and Rich Porter. That was Uncle L.
Right.
Like, no, I cannot go. There's no,
I can't wear a full MCM outfit.
No.
Yeah.
I couldn't get an MCM shades.
Right.
I couldn't get none of that. But I'm thinking, hold on. Lord Shafiq is on newer records. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't seem that crazy to me. And
so now you're how old saying this? Like, I'm gonna get a record deal. I'm gonna rap. I'm going to.
I didn't go. I'm gonna get a record deal, but I want to rap and keep doing this.
In what grade? We do grades on here, folks.
Yeah.
What grade were you in?
5th.
10 years old.
Yeah.
So and you're a late baby like me. You were the youngest in your grade like me.
Yeah. So everyone, me, obviously to this day, it doesn't change.
Right.
But everyone that graduated with me was 18 years old.
Me too.
I don't become 18 until the next year.
Right. And I'm a September baby, and so was Bill.
Yeah. So guys, if you don't know, like, we all just made the cutoff for our grades. So we were all the young boys in our class.
Yeah,
you're all listening going, what the fuck are you talking about? Who cares?
Thanks,
meant the world back then.
Oh, yeah. I was the youngest. I got my license
posted
last.
a thing that I stole from you. It's a kid, and the script, Billy, says, when you're a second grader,
first grader, and you
first grader given a note to give to the 5th graders, and the kid looks in the class, and it looks like a Dre video.
Right.
Yo, like, your OG was a year older or
older
2.
than you.
God forbid you know someone 3 a year. Those twins that I told you about,
right?
About the talent show,
yeah,
they were 3 years older. They were like, pack this Vinnie up. Like, this is corny.
You're a baby.
Corny.
Like, if they're 3 years older than you, you're a baby to them.
Yeah, so they're in.
They have life experience.
I was old for my grade because I missed the cutoff.
So you missed it, yeah. You're like
so then I was like the old head.
they held you back.
Yeah, they got held back like a dope.
You got held back. Me and Vinnie
it was a boob. They were like, this Billy's a boob.
I was the one that ended up getting clipped for like buying everybody beer when I was older.
So you turned 18 the September of 12th grade.
Yeah, and I was.
That's crazy work. Yo,
I was 18 in September 8th. It was like the second day of school.
Like an old head. Buying everybody porn, cigarettes, and
crazy work.
I had the car first, everything.
Brendan, that's nefarious work. They were like, he's a dope. Hold him Bizak.
I had a good buddy of ours who was a grade above me, but he was like he was a February kid. So he would have been old for the grade above him, and he was held back. He was like 20 when he graduated. Homeboy, like, we used to ride around with him like, what?
Well,
you're in 10th grade. Why do you have a license?
Me and Musa, we're in class, and there's a hammer. Guys, we the Philly area, we would call headbanger dudes hammers. There's this hammer with like a full head of a lion's mane and a full beard named Mike. And we're like, yo, pop this guy up. This guy can smoke and drink.
Yeah.
He had the illest patches too, because I was like, yo, this guy's illmatic. Because you could tell how ill a dude was by like, yo, he's got thorough shit on those patches.
Right, the patches on his jacket. Or if they wore like back then in the 90s, like if you wore a Misfits t-shirt.
I'm going 80s, but 80s and 90s, yeah.
Yeah, but like if you rock that shit, you're like, all right, he's legit. You couldn't buy the shit.
That's why Mario Barrios pulls up to this press conference with a Misfits tattoo, Billy, and a Dead Kennedy's patch on the jacket for this John. I'm like, he's the thoroughest. How can I
Mario, for those of you that don't know, Mario Barrios is a world champ at 147 pounds and a punk rock kid.
Yeah.
But all right.
So I heard those records. Those records had instrumentals. So now you're really handing out. You're really my grandmother got her hair done in the hood. So she would let me.
She went to a Dominican stylist and got her hair.
No, West Philly was black. It still is. West Philly was always black.
Okay.
Those certain neighborhoods shift in New York and Philly. Certain neighborhoods just never do. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
West Philly was where Moose's. It was at one point. It was because of UPenn, and you spent a lot of time in Philly. A lot of time. You know that area in West Philly. We just went
recently.
Out.
Me and Bill went to my former haunt.
Guys, there's a area carved out of West Philly called University City. So honkies walk around like shit is sweet. But Philly has this diabolical thing where you walk 2 blocks from one of the illest places ever to one of the illest places in a negative way, the other way, and you're in the projects.
Where I went to college,
honkies think shit's sweet.
Those of you that last episode we talked about New Haven, Connecticut. Yale is exactly the same way. You walk 1 block over and you're like, uh-oh, I think I went the wrong way. But yeah, I used to go to University.
Baltimore Ave. I'll see a Penn kid walking the wrong way towards the Deuce, and I don't even turn the music down or anything. I just go, he's dead, to my mother. It's unspoken.
I told you, we used to go there and terrorize University City when I was like 18, 19.
Yeah, I mean, it's there for a good terrorizing.
We used to terrorize.
I didn't really terrorize it as much as we would pull up on parties and thug them out. But when I say that, I don't mean like, I just mean like we would sort of go uninvited, but we didn't violate like that. Right. Now, Temple parties, Billy, we stole their keg and loaded it into Pablo's Pathfinder. And we're basically like, you can't beat us. Because I was like, let's steal it. And when the one kid was like, yo, like as we were doing it. Yeah, did that. Because I thought, I that was an asshole move because I should have just been like, all right, like he saw us, let's stop. But I was like, nah, pack this up. Open up the back of the Pathfinder. Me and my man Vesty packed that keg up and brought it to another party.
Right.
That was foul. That's foul ball.
It happens.
Did you sell cups at the other party too?
Nah, we pulled up like, nah,
just
we're
like,
lit
yeah,
now.
you brought the party.
Just ballers.
Yeah. I was, when we did that, I was 17. I was 17 when we were on that run. Because this group of kids, they were a group of friends, but they lived in like 5 different houses and were just like rotating parties at Temple, but they didn't live on campus, Billy. You guys both know Temple campus and where it's at. It's up north Philly, but they lived in a nice ass neighborhood, like kind of near the Met, Billy. Like, I don't know. They just must have had money. Right. You would have like a house be over in that area. You know what I mean? Where like in Center City, where the nice restaurants are today. You know what I'm saying? Like to live in that area, kind of like over near 13th.
So at this point, in terms of you writing this rap with the twins, right, and recording it,
Candy Girl, that wasn't recorded. That was just a talent show.
So you performed at the talent show your own original rap song.
Someone's got a home movie of this performance.
I've
that
heard.
May or may not be true.
I've heard from the source. I've heard directly from the source.
Apparently, the twins' mother has it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. The twins, if you're listening, please.
So,
I don't say nothing on tape.
This is 9 years old.
I don't say nothing on tape till like the next year with Steve Gunn. And that's when he's doing the Roger Rabbit shit.
Gotcha. Okay, so now
that's my man Joey was there too, but he was like, yo, I can't rap or beatbox. And I was like, all right, you'll do something though.
So this is, so we're talking 87.
Yeah, in the 80, yeah. 87.
Now, what kind of clothes were you wearing? What did you have on? What was fly? Like, you weren't wearing no Oshkosh Bagosh. Like, you.
Fuck no. Pack that up.
Right. So.
Pack that up.
Did you have like cons with like the big tongue, right? Or because like Jordans weren't even out yet. You understand what I'm saying? So like.
No, they were out for me. At this point. They dropped in 84, the ones.
Okay. So you had Jordan 1s?
Nah, fuck that. Nah, my pop was packing that up. We couldn't afford that bullshit.
So no one bought Jordan 2s. Jordan 3s, of course, are arguably the most iconic shoe of all time.
I had Diodoras.
That's fly.
Yeah, I had
like
Diodoras.
The indoor soccer shoes or the tennis shoes?
Yeah, but whatever was my that was my run. That was Philly shit.
Like the purple and gold Diodoras. They had different colors. Yeah, blue and gold Diodoras.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Yes, because they were like, there wasn't much historically. I guess there's still not today. But if you're on some hype beast shit, there is not much that's affordable and ill.
Right.
So you had to be. Look. Necessity is the mother of invention. That's how all of this came to be.
And you're a South Philly Italian kid, so Diodoras and Lottos floated around those neighborhoods.
Yes, and there's this overlap of Guido shit and what is starting to become hip-hop uniforms.
Hip-hop shit,
because
right.
all the black dudes like the Italian shit.
No, it's just people in urban areas borrowing from. It's a beautiful
and
thing.
watch the Eddie Murphy bit on Italians and know how people like Brendan and I came to be.
So at this point,
I wanted
you
Sergio Tacchini.
So you knew which is a big crossover. Fly Guys and rap wore Sergio Tacchini.
Yes, Filas, Sergio Tacchini suits.
Filas. Okay, so growing up here, Filas are Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island shit. Like heads from Harlem, Manhattan. Filas, like you don't rock Filas in Harlem was always pretty.
Are you talking? The era we're talking, or still today?
Well, no one rocks Filas now, bro. It's
Italians still do.
Fila velour suits.
Yeah, velour sweatsuits.
But the Fila shoes when I was growing up, like they had like their own version.
Shout out that Italian kid who raps, Pat Dukes, who's always in a sweatsuit.
Yeah, kid from Staten Island.
He's doing some real Goomba shit. Yeah. And I heard him go nuts on something recently. So shout out to that kid.
You have this talent, right? And you now
I think so.
Okay,
but I'm going,
but how do you so did you think in rap? Like you heard other guys doing rap. So were you like, there's a bug in a rug. I drink from a jug.
Now I'm starting to after the Lord Shafiq shit.
But what I'm saying is what's the chicken and the egg scenario here, right? So is it like, yo, I want to do that, or I'm looking at things around the room and I'm saying to myself in my head that these, like, all right, so
no, I want to do that. I want
to do that, and now I'm gonna see if I can.
Right. So I'm writing garbage.
So let me ask you this: is this akin to an athlete that says someone shows him a basketball and says, "All right, go," but he picks the ball up and then he goes, "Well, this is coming easy to me." Like no. I can't rap. I'm a fan of rap my whole life. You know what I'm saying? But I can't.
That's a difficult question. Yeah, I could rap easily, but I don't know it's good or bad.
It doesn't matter. Michael Jordan wasn't a good basketball player the first day he played basketball. He was probably better than he wasn't good yet, though.
I guess what I'm saying is when we talk about people in anything, right? And you go like a fish to water. I don't know what that means all the time because I meant, well, were you good or you just felt like this is what I want to be doing? Now, is that what a fish to water means?
Like,
or is it like, no, I was good my first day at the gym. I threw a jab, right hand, left hook, and that shit just came.
Yeah, but even though most of those guys, you could see first dayers in the gym, and then you see guys like with a little talent after like a little. But there's no one coaching you how to do this. This is all on yourself.
And
right?
Here's another thing. This is huge though. This is huge.
Okay.
There is nothing comparatively, bro, because we're looking up me and you to Rakim, Chris, Kane. So I'm going, like, bro, I know this sounds corny, like you said earlier. You said, oh, it sounds corny us calling it the culture. Like, bro, everybody raps now.
Right.
Like, it wasn't some racial thing, where it was at one point, everyone black rapped. No. Everyone black didn't rap when I'm talking about.
No.
My black homies were running ball and listened to rap.
Sure.
But
or R&B.
I was rapping before them, but they were listening to Cool C and Boob, who became Steady B, Tough Crew. So it wasn't even like, I could bounce this off of my man blank. No, pack that up.
That's my next question. Was there someone else that was like in your elementary school that was also?
No, it took till 9th grade, and the first day I met someone who rapped.
Now. Did anybody besides Steve Gunn know that you were you Vinnie the rapper? Like in 9th grade, we're like, yo, this kid can rap.
But it was like that kid's heavy into music to a weird level.
Well, I was gonna say, Vin, you weren't just listening to hip hop either, and that's a big kind of
because
influence.
They had this thing in you had a page in a yearbook. but it was photocopied, not the good ones that you paid for in school.
Mm-hmm.
It was just photocopied black and white that they gave the things, and you filled out stuff with your own handwriting. It wasn't even typed. Like favorite movie. They did this horrible thing that I don't even think was right in the 80s. It was like, name your friends. So you like left someone off that and like packed up this poor
dude.
bastard.
I remember. Yeah. Okay.
Like that's terrible.
I remember that leave out shit. Yeah.
I should have just wrote everybody in the class because it was Catholic school, wasn't it? You know what I mean?
Buddies.
There's probably 26 kids in my class. I should just wrote every person that wasn't a girl because you were like not friends with girls then. You just like liked them. You know what I mean?
Pulled the details. But
it was like your favorite show, your favorite this, and it was like say favorite song. I like packed that up and wrote like Eric B and Rakim, Youth of Today, Minor Threat, da 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 da. So like there's also that thing where it's I'm rapping that by that time I'm starting to go like I don't understand how anyone does any of this. How do these bands get together? Do I play something? My brother had bands and I would sneak down and play the instruments that I wasn't supposed to. I could play the drums the most easiest when they say fish to water. Like that's something today. Like if you put me in front of a set of drums, if we go somewhere and we were in somewhere on the water in Norway, and it was the venue and connected to it was this amazing restaurant with fresh fish right out of the ocean. And in the venue, in the restaurant, there was a setup for like a 3-piece. I guess they played like jazz when it was, the restaurant was open. And I was like, I haven't like sat behind a set in so long. I wonder if this is like riding a bike shit, and it was. I was
okay.
Like, it was a 3-piece Slingerland. And I was like, and I can poorly play the bass and more poorly than that play guitar. But that's like awful. Bass, I could be like, yo, can you play this bass line and play it for someone and make them play it better?
Gotcha.
And I could play like terribly in a band at drums. Well, terribly, but I could do it.
Right.
You know? But so at this point, I'm like, how? Like I said, though, when you said, when did you, then like meeting someone else who rapped, now it starts being like, yo, how do you go from rapping into a tape?
Now at this point, are you thinking all the time, like in rap? Like, are you writing your raps down all the time? Like, all right, I got an idea for something. You're riding the bus, you're riding the train, you're in the car with your
a little bit. But if it's not that, it's still obsessive. I'm reading the source. I'm listening to
just
I can't stop.
Absorbing it.
I can't stop myself. I can't
Liner
help
notes,
myself.
like
I can't. But I can't help it. It's
that?
becoming
Who
obsessive.
did that? What does that mean? Why is there? I remember for me, just to relate to that, when you open up the jacket of the tape, and we didn't always know these guys' names.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? So you would see initial, dot, last name, and then 4 names after it, right?
Yep.
And you're like, well, who the fuck are these guys? And then you go, oh, well, that guy must be that guy. That guy must be that guy. And then you'd have to get the source, right? You'd have to get the
rap pages.
Rap
you have
pages.
To get word up.
Word up. You'd have to get that shit and then read the article associated with the record, then try to put it all together or ask somebody. You know what I mean? Like, who's that? Like, I'll give you just a real funny, silly thing, and I want to continue with you. But when Biggie released Ready to Die,
yeah,
I got the record probably 2 weeks after it came out. I didn't get that. I was in 9th grade when that came out. I didn't get it right away. But on Gimme the Loot, I thought it was 2 different people. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I opened up that song, and I'm like, who is this other fucking part? You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck is that? And I was like, oh, it's just him. You know what I mean? Like, at that point, I knew how to figure out who the names were. But I remember, like, in 5th and 6th grade, I'm like, who is that person?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
when Ready to Die comes out, I'm on like my second demo and being like, yo, we're gonna make the third thing isn't gonna be a demo. We're gonna get this pressed at disc makers on cassette. Like that's where I'm in a zone.
This is a job now at that point. But like that's what I'm saying. Like so now you're in 9th grade. But whatever. It's still you're working towards
correct
achieving this thing. So now you now would you say ninth grade you realize I have a talent for this? Those are the seminal years, that high school. You can now travel alone. This isn't you're not asking mom for a ride anywhere.
Correct.
You're getting where you got to go on your own. 8th, 9th. I said it last episode. When do you start going to shows? 7th, 8th grade. When you can get somewhere when you can follow directions on your own, and you have a quarter if you need to call home. Like that was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because of the cheat code at my brother's, I was 9 when I started going. But again, cheat code, and
that's
were
a
both
cheat code. For me, it was the summer between 7th and 8th grade. I'm going to concerts, shows on my own.
That's still way younger than the average male.
Me and my
in
friends,
America.
and we're doing this gimmick. I'm going to Vinnie's. Vinnie's telling his mom he's going to my house, right? And then we're Long Island Railroad.
That's a nefarious gimmick. Me and Chico did that gimmick. I'm staying with Chico's.
If you guys
they
remember
knew the parents, you're in there because they're like, I know where they're at.
It was like 250 or it was 350 Long Island Railroad into Penn Station from where I grew up with a student ID. So we were so young, we didn't even have it. Like in junior high, you don't have a student ID.
No,
you know what I mean?
No.
So they were like, all right, $3.
Yeah,
at halftime, we'd sit in the bathroom, and then the conductor walks right past you, pop out of the bathroom, like he's like, "Where's your ticket?" Like, oh, my dad is up there. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even pay to go in.
Yeah. Smooth.
And we would just go to a show. And if he got hip to us, we'd get off at the next stop, wait for the next train, whatever.
Smooth on him. Yeah.
Right. So now you're in 9th grade. You say, "Fuck this school shit. I'm rapping." Or are you like?
But it's so many. It's floodgates for so many reasons. There's kids from different parts of the city now. You know what I mean? Because, bro, when you're small, your block or neighborhood is all you know. So, like, it's like, how many people did I know from up top when I was little? Like, nobody. You know? It's like, okay, I know, like, Italian family in South Philly.
Well, that's and up top is North Philly for people that don't.
Or the Badlands, and then Southwest and West were, like, places that were, you know, I know West because I like, because that's where Wilson Good dropped the bomb on Move or stuff like that. Like, I didn't have at a little child like friends from West Philly.
Right.
Musa was like my first close friend from West, you know, 52nd and Master. So now I'm meeting those dudes, and I'm meeting like, and the flood of these stores start opening up that you guys are both familiar with, that are like these nook and cranny places that are selling mixtapes, 12 inches and 12-inch vinyl, mixtapes, and maybe kung fu movies. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they just started that year, but around this time, late 80s, early 90s in New York, Philly, those little stores, you know, like you could fit 9 people in them, but all
boutiques.
Uptown flavor. They're bringing in all the New York mixtapes, the Kid Capri tapes, Clue, Ron G. So not Clue. Clue wasn't around yet.
Yeah.
Ron G, Kid Capri, tapes of Funk Flex from when he started at Hot 97, 90, you know, that on cassette. The Stretch and Bob tapes start coming down here. You know, through Kid. Now that didn't come through via sales. That started coming through. My man Nate was from Bushwick a little bit right before you were there, like a few years before. Nate started being like, yo, this is Stretch and Bobito. This is 91, because I think they started in 90.
Yeah,
and I started being like, yo, what the fuck are these guys playing?
Right.
Now the fucking floodgates start opening, bro. Between like, yo, they're playing shit I never heard before. Then, you know, we have Lady B in Philly. We have Raw Deal, which was G, who I think I spoke about in our first episode. G is the one who basically broke Protect Your Neck. If you guys watch the Hulu series on Woo, there's a white guy on there that breaks the record. That's my man G, that guy, not the actor. There's an actor that plays him, but my man G, who I've known for 34 years, broke that record. His show was called Raw Deal. It was literally played in all of PA, all of Jersey, and like 3 of the 5 boroughs. So, and jails, everything. Like, I went to school on Monday and was like, did you hear that? To Musa when Deck did Swinging Through the Town. Like a neighborhood spider, man. It's all that's stuck in my head because it was so many dudes rapping. and so incredible but that part stuck out to me, and I had
that shit was. We could do a whole 3-part episode on how mind melting that shit was.
Of course, but what we're talking about specifically tonight is when you heard who got the props. What the fuck is this? When you hear that loop come in,
yeah, it's
you're like, what is happening?
Look,
yeah, man,
it's goosebumps. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
too.
It's.
There's the
So now, but at that point though, again, when Who Got the Props comes out, you're now, you graduated in 95, right?
Correct.
So when that came out, you're in 11th grade. The album.
No, when the LP comes out, I'm in 11th grade.
11th grade. So now in 11th grade, by the time 11th grade hits.
Bro, within like 2 calendar weeks, it was like 93 Till Infinity drops, De La Soul, Balloon Mind State, Leaders of the New School, The Inner Mind's Eye, KRS, Return of the Boom Bap, Black Moon, Enter the Stage.
Yeah.
This is Tribe, Midnight Marauders.
Midnight Marauders.
My brain is now going through, what is it called when someone's getting overwhelmed?
Overstimulated.
I'm becoming overstimulated in the best way possible.
Right.
Because I'm going, how do I steal from all of these guys? How do I put all of this?
And again, we talked about it last episode. Tribe's sound was like universal. It was a whole different thing. And that's why I didn't include them in what I was saying. Like, because Low End Theory is like arguably one of the greatest rap records of all time. And that came out in the heyday of West Coast G-Funk. So for you now all this stuff's coming out, right? And now you're going, I gotta break in here. I'm gonna do this too.
Yeah, but I don't know what the fuck that means because I don't even know what the concept of the future is.
Right.
It's the last time, I think we touched on this in the first episode when we were kind of talking about how we all live now. It's the last time I was living in the moment.
Back then.
Yeah, like
11th grade.
12th, and
12th
then then they hand me that diploma. I don't know how, but they hand me that diploma and everything, as far as I'm concerned,
just life
dies. Yeah.
Now whatever
I viewed as life is now over. Not over meaning I'm dead. That's now done.
But then now we circle back to Tyson Holyfield. You've now just a few short years later, your EP.
I'm out of high school for a year and a half when the EP dropped.
We
dropped 2 demos and then a cassette called The Common Thread under the name Soulcraft at my graduation party, right?
Your high school graduation party.
Yes. I took the money that my family gave me for it and paid back my man Charles the money I borrowed from him to make that tape and buy the equipment and press it from disc makers. So I had no money, $0.
So explain that to people, to get your copies of your record.
We start these demos and we have nothing but 2 turntables and a mixer, but it had a 6-second sampler. We had a Tascam 4-track. So Stoop figures out how to make 8 tracks out of it and starts using the 6-second sample time to chop everything. So the demos basically sound like when you were at parties with your friends and the DJ was juggling breaks and someone would rap.
Right.
That's basically what our demos sound like. You know what I mean?
Now, do they exist somewhere?
Yeah. Some of them have been put out. If you go to the end of the Psychosocial, there's like 4 bonus songs,
Yep.
Then we were on this compilation called Vibes and Vapors, where we had a song called Souls from the Streets. But I'd say 60% of the demos and the Common Thread EP have never been heard.
Wow.
Stoop rhymed on 2 songs.
Really?
He wouldn't let us be there, so he recorded himself. But we never saw him rhyme.
Never saw the light.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
now you have, like, for lack of a better term, and don't take this the wrong way, it's like 12th grade, the audacity, and I don't mean that in like the rude arrogant.
No, it's audacity.
It's audacity to say, well, so long, guys. Have fun at college or your job or your this.
Correct.
That ain't for me.
Correct.
I have this thing inside me.
Correct.
That I have to get out. Now, at this point, 11th, 12th grade.
Correct.
Are you, because the cliche, right?
Right.
Stuff is, are you battling kids?
But we're not calling it battling. And
is it ciphering or like you're going at somebody?
No, but a mix of both. But it was mostly ciphering. Like there's a Philly story that
there's
Vinnie
a very
and Dice Raw battled. Right? There's mythos that Dice Raw and I battled on the train. We were just rapping.
Just rapping. Yeah, right.
Like we weren't.
You weren't dissing each other, right?
No. We're just on the L. And that mythos, like I can't stop the story no matter how many times.
Now,
you know what I'm
were
saying?
you ever in those type of things? Like where you actually, that's just not your style? Like,
I want to say it was never it wasn't what I wasn't moving that way.
Right.
My brain didn't move, regardless of the fact of the stories. Like, of course, I was influenced by Kumo D coming in as the second wave and chopping off Busy B's head.
Right.
Who was the first wave and saying, there's a new fucking leader here. And said, Busy B, you ain't bad and bold. Just put that bomb, diggy bomb shit on hold. What the fuck did this guy just do?
Yeah.
Of course, I'm influenced that, but I'm not like, I'm more aggressive in other ways. It wasn't like, yo, I'm not getting into fights, but I wasn't like, yo, what up? Let's battle. I was like, oh, there's a cipher? Where's everyone rhyming?
So like
on 5th and South? Is everyone on 5th and South rhyming?
3 years later is my, you know what I mean? And there's a current rapper that we both know who I actually went to high school with.
Yes.
And that was the culture then. Like my man and him, it was like on site. Like my guy who like who like we stuffed tissue in tapes to record his single. You know what I mean? That we got from, and I'll circle back to RPM Sounds. He gave us. Do you remember? Come on, ride the train. It's the choo choo. Right? You know
unfortunately, 69 Boys.
I forgot who. Yeah, he gave us maxi singles.
Yeah,
of that, and he's like, "Here, you guys can have these. Just put tape over the top of it, and you can record all your shits on here." Because we wanted to put.
If it makes you feel better. Stoop was giving me beats on those type of cassettes up until like 10 years ago. If that makes you, if it makes you feel any less ghetto, Stoop would give me like.
And we put my buddy's singles out on that, and we actually we went around and put them in people's mailboxes. That was what we did. Like who we thought had like 10th grade like connections. Like, just put it in a mailbox.
We would mail them because we weren't as dumb as you, but we were maybe more dumb because we thought that mailing them to labels was an iller idea. They were just like,
we did that too. But we looked up like where people lived. You know what I'm saying? And then like
the 69 Boys is Tootsie Roll. My apologies to whoever did the Choo Choo song. My sincere.
Who did that?
Come on, ride the train, Belly. Can you look that up? Billy, look that up. Let's see how long he takes, B. Look, I would have already found it. I'd already have this information.
So anyway, so Vin, it's ciphering now through like 11th, like having fun, but in the back of your head now, high school is dwindling, right? It's coming to an end. Like the sun of your innocence is setting.
Yeah,
right?
Man, I ain't happy with it. Yeah,
right.
But I'm still doing this shit is whack, meaning school.
Of course.
Not realizing that this
is the greatest time of my life.
This is the greatest time. Right. So I had to put that in there because I'm also giving my mother problems, you know?
Yeah.
About that kind of shit.
As we
and I'm just really not, you know, it's not easy for her to deal with me. And I'm not.
Now, what does she think about the rap stuff? Like, is it one of those things like where, well, at least he's into something.
She's indifferent until the shit you brought up came, which is, okay, now people are going to college or getting jobs or going to a vocational school. That that conversation is terrifying probably for everyone involved to go, yo, I'm not doing that shit because I'm not cut out for it. But I got no prospects either because these stories of people we told about earlier on the show.
Yeah.
Big Daddy Kane. These guys were with Cold Chillin' out of high school.
Right.
These guys were with Nakia, meaning Rakim.
Rakim.
These guys are getting deals with 4th and Broadway, and Cold Chillin's getting deals with Warner Brother distribution when those guys are all 17, 18, and 19.
So what? Yeah. So like now, what happens?
She's back in South Philly.
No, you. What's happening with you?
Rocky,
like, yeah. Okay.
And I say, I don't know how to say this, but I can't do it. Like, I can't be a square.
Right.
I don't know. And I'm like, this is going to go bad. I'm going to have to boost. So like what I'm going, what crimes am I okay with committing, meaning morally? Not will I commit them? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Morally, what will I do? Like, what do I find reprehensible and what do I find to be, how can I make it in my head a victimless crime? You know what I'm saying? How can I rationalize it as a victimless crime? There's really not many, you know what I mean? There's so that's what I'm going to have to do until this music shit pops off. And
now, are you regularly playing shows at this point? Locally?
No, it's gone from better than ciphering, but like we're doing more organized versions of that. Open mics.
Open mic, okay.
Yeah, like what Bobito was doing, or like the New Yorican in New York, or Lyricist Lounge, or that type of stuff. But before, all those things were big. You know what I'm saying? But
like New Yorican poet,
but that type of stuff, like Sign Up, Rhyme, but there would be people, like Jill Scott would be there.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tariq and the guys from the Roots would be around, just trying to like.
What a time to be alive, right?
Yeah, who's
now,
and you're like, but you don't know.
Now you're 17, 18.
Yeah, 17. Yeah.
Kid.
Yeah.
Senior in high school.
Yeah. 17. I'm 17. Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
Okay. But so now you're getting up on stage.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm like, oh shit, I haven't really done this since the time when I played with Pablo's band. Okay. And I just at 13 I drank 2 40s of St. Ides, so I was ossified. Mm-hmm. That's how I got through that. You know, it's just like some sort of blur. Okay. Some of these things would be during the day.
Now, was this shit like, was it like, because I remember going to them and they're like they could be at like 11:30 in the morning sometimes. Whatever you had like availability in the club or VFW hall or wherever these things were. Now, so was it like do or die? I got to get up on stage, or was it like it was do
or die, and it was what you asked me about the battle shit, and I was like, nah, I wasn't trying to battle people. I did have the killer instinct, but it wasn't directed at other rappers. It was like, I better fucking crush this amongst these people. I'm not going for them.
Right.
As far as the people that are watching me, I better crush this and go like, he has something. I don't know what it is, but that's good because now you.
And this all starts 9 years old now through junior high, through high school. The itch starts to, you have to scratch this itch.
Yeah, it starts becoming more of an obsession at some point, more. It starts becoming completely obsessive at 13. Completely obsessive.
Right. So 8th grade.
Every magazine drops, every cassette I could get my hands on. If I got to boost it, if you got to buy it and I got to buy the other one, and then we dub it for each other. I can't miss anything. I can't not have a mixtape. I can't not get my hands on whatever is related to this culture. How can
That's my stakes is high. It was written story.
Yeah.
We didn't have enough money for both. So one got one got the other, and we copied it.
Yeah, well, I meet Jan in 10th grade, and then me and him and like 2 other people start buying 4 at a time and dubbing them.
Dubbing them, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you get Black Moon, I'll get Daylight, you get Leaders of the New School, I'll get now we have 4 people punching into this thing for $6.99 a tape.
Yeah.
And then we can dub them. Now we're getting that. All right, mixtapes of 10 from New York. Everyone, what's better to have? The whole album or 20 songs from this mixtape? Then you
with blends on it, and
because now Layup is open, and the Layup is open in Philly, and what was the other spot? I can't remember right now. Jack Boogie worked there. I'll think of it. Now these are like boutique stores, and those guys
would put shows on.
No, more like. Well, Tramp was from New York. You know who ran the one? Do you remember when Pooh says, "And I give Tramp a call because he works at the barbershop right behind the mall." That kid Tramp moved here.
Oh, okay, right.
He was bringing in the fly shit at the layup. He was having artists come in and do in stores. So now it starts becoming tangible.
Got it.
You know, now I'm 16 and these guys, I meet the Legion. Remember the Legion?
Yeah. So that's
down with the ITC. Yeah, now so I meet the Legion.
And you're like, I can do this.
Well, now Tariq and them had put out Organics and they had gotten a deal. They weren't out yet as far as Do You Want More, meaning the Roots.
Right, the Roots.
But I'm like, oh, wait a second. Oh, wait, Dice is going to be on their album? I know. What is happening?
Right.
Now, other people.
And this is the buzz through the people and friends you've made through doing this.
Yeah, and at this point, as far as I'm concerned, going back, because every city has revisionist history. We agree on that, right? No matter what you're in. I know everyone at this point. You know? Now you'll hear people today talk about that era, and I was like, I never saw you once.
Right.
We were at a show, it was the Troubleneck Brothers, OC, and the Artifacts.
Okay.
In late 93, early 94. And there were 6 white people in there. And I still know all 6 of them today.
Right.
And and I hear people saying that they were there. I don't mean that specific show. I mean, like, I was down there. Like, no, I'll tell you who was there. I can tell you. And I'm one of them. So that leaves 5.
Right.
Of who was there. And you weren't one of them either, because I can name them all.
Right.
All of them are still alive. And 2 of them are still in my life.
And so this is, again, this obsession from the magazines to the records to this now is now fully entrenched. I'm doing this, meaning you.
Yeah, I'm rapping we are at a rave environment. They're playing jungle, trance, dance hall, and hip hop in an abandoned building. And it's going to be the Roots, meaning the Square Roots at the time.
Square Roots.
And Ultramagnetic, who are promoting 4 Horsemen in the fall of 93, when 4 Horsemen drops. And I'm rhyming in a cypher with Tariq as MC. No mic, no stage, it's packed. Everyone's there to see Ultra.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Rhythmic Freaks, those dudes were in the cypher. Dudes from Divine Beings were in that cypher. People who know Jack Frost from my records used to go by Big Tab. He had a bunch of solo singles that were out. Shout out to Frost. Salamu alaikum rahmatullahi barakatuh. He had a deal with Sony as Big Tab. Then had a hit with Philly Love as Jack Frost. And then, you know, the machine becomes the machine. You know what I mean? That's when you start. When you were dealing with Sony, whatever happens. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But people were signing people out of Philly off of the back of that swoop through. No one really came through off the back of Jazzy Jeff and Will.
Well, it was
their counterparts were Hilltop, which was Cool C, Steady B. Steady got signed by Jive. The first 3 records go gold. Cool C has Glamorous Life. That song's huge. Hilltop Hustlers have Greatest Man Alive, which is huge if you're a head, but not if you're a regular person.
Right.
Tough Crew is huge in Philly, New York, and Miami, and then that's all who knew about them. So there's nothing from like the massive success of the Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff records until Tariq and Amir and the Roots get that deal.
Right. There's nothing really coming out of Philly.
No. And then nothing happens again until let's sign everyone in Philly because everyone can Philly from rap when Jay-Z realized it.
Yeah, right. So that's a 2000.
Right.
2001.
So
right.
We can probably agree that that's a whole other episode.
It's a whole other episode. 2000, right. So you have Schoolie D Steady B, right? Cool C, the Roots, and then we have a gap. Yeah. I guess what would you say? But Bahamadia was.
Baham gets signed off the strength of that because she has the verse on the Roots record.
On the Roots record, okay.
On that, and then the B side. So she's on 2 Roots records, and Premier and Guru were like, she's amazing.
Right.
She had a record out called Funk Vibe.
Mm-hmm.
That was an indie thing that was buzzing here when I was in high school. That was incredible. It still is incredible. So between the buzz of that and being on the Roots record, she gets the deal with Chrysalis EMI.
Chrysalis, right.
And she's with Gangstar Foundation. So Preem does a bunch of joints on there.
Chrysalis based out of England.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Moni Love's
yes.
They brought Moni Love over.
Correct. So there's this, now it's like, yo, we could get signed. Because
this is you.
Yeah, this is now this is 94, 95.
Now, is it a group or is it and you're going by Icon?
It's me and Stoop. I'm going by like 90 names, but either Icon or Crash, because that's what I wrote. Not well, but that's what I wrote.
Right.
Stoop was always Stoop, has always been Stoop. It's never changed. It's never deviated from that. Not then, not now. I was always changing it because, you know, you write graph names, you do this. No, this is Illa. Oh, no, is there another guy named this? Or is there another guy named Crash? Is there another guy named all of that stuff? So, but I think from these demos we're making, let's get a deal. We could get a deal. Baham's got a deal. Tariq and Amir got a deal. Rough House is sniffing around, asking about us when we do the demos. They are interested. I'm too young. And they're like, okay, he's too young. He's not developed yet. But come with us and sign to Rough House under a production deal to Stoop. And he wouldn't do it without me. He wouldn't leave me. So he would have been able to give beats to the Fugees, to Nas, get stuff to Cypress and Soul Assassins. Now, the deal would have been terrible.
Right.
The deal they put in front of us was horrible, but he still would have had that. And he wouldn't leave me. So that's when you said we had the unmitigated gall. I start hipping everybody. I'm telling these Black and Latino kids about these records that are put out independently through all these punk labels. And I go, yo, there's all these guys on the West Coast. There's all these guys named JT the Bigger Figure.
Right.
And E40 and The Click and Mac Mall and Mac Dre. And everyone's going, who are they? And I'm going, exactly. But they sell 300,000 records out the trunk. And they're going, how do they do that? And I'm like, they press them themselves. And I go, how do they do that? And I go, I don't know. We got to look in the back of a magazine.
And this is...
So I go,
we're going to take what they're doing and we're going to just do that.
I go, we're going to steal everything that Discord Records, Revelation Records did with punk rock, but we're going to bring it to our shit. To the point where it is unheard of and still is to have an artist's demo when you are in hip hop. The concept of a demo in hip hop, right? It's a few songs. The only purpose of a demo is to give it to a label to get a deal, whether major or independent. That's it. End of story. That's it. I'm telling them, yo, when I go to punk shows, punk and hardcore shows, bands that aren't on yet are selling their demos for $2, $3, you know, with photocopied, you know, this is in the band, there's the P.O. box, here's a number. You know what I mean? There's no emails and shit then. So you either get your mom's house's number, you get, you know from New York hardcore. Right. You get the guy from Killing Time, it's his mom's house or something, you know, and you call. So I'm going, yo, we'll just get a bunch of cassettes and we'll sell our demo. And they're looking at us, looking at me like I got 9 heads. They could not, and I don't know if 35 years later they still understand to this day. I was like, this is this is an action that is.
This is how this is done.
Yeah, they're like, no. Demos are only to get a deal, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna. So even our demos had like little inlet sheets that we did on Pablo's computer. You know what I mean? They're archaic, but they had had the info on there. You know what I mean? So we even sold some of them. to, use money to try to buy a beat machine later. That's another topic, because I said we were working with no equipment on those demos. We eventually bought a machine, for this, but we bought the ASR, which is still my favorite machine. That's my favorite machine of all time. RZA used it. Stoop used it. If I could control my producers, which I obviously can't, they do what they do, I'd be like, use the ASR. Most guys don't use a machine at all because everyone has computers and they do that Fruity Loops and all that.
Fruity Loops, yeah.
And if they use a machine, they'll use the MP. But the ASR is my favorite machine ever. And it made shit sound like it wasn't a loop. Now, some people that use the MP love it because they want it to sound chopped up. I can tell who's using what on beats when they send it to me. I can tell.
Right.
I can know the machine. But so I was explaining to these dudes that, there are people that are, this is how I literally explained it to them. I was like, there's people with chains that are dipped and have like Benzes that people don't know about.
Right.
And this was so foreign to them, they weren't believing me. So I had to get magazines and be like, see these guys here?
Right.
Have you ever heard this guy? And they were like, no. And I'm like, that's his house.
Right.
They don't have a major.
Right. He just sold it himself.
They figured out that I didn't even know the word distribution. I was just saying, someone will get it into stores for you somehow.
Like, yeah.
And they're like, how do you do that? I'm like, I don't know yet, but that's what we got to figure out.
Right.
Yeah. So
you borrowed from the Bay Area, E42 Short, Mac Dre.
Yeah, if we're talking
JT
about
the bigger figure.
Yeah, if we're talking about hip hop, yes. But I was also really being like, this should be like this label Discord and Revelation, and we could do this, and we have a mail order. We're gonna send everyone that orders like a piece of paper, and it's gonna have we have a shirt to sell, a tape to sell. You know what I mean? And they're looking at me like I got 9 heads. I'm going,
this is the vision I have that
this is
works.
Just trust me.
This works for bands.
And Pablo's with me going, he's not making this up.
Right.
Meaning, because Pablo understands that, but no one else does, because they're from the hood and they don't know for themselves any of the artists they're listening to that did it that way, because it wasn't a thing. Yeah,
essentially like making your own catalog.
Yes.
To order from.
It's foreign to what, and now at this point, Pablo's trying to help me explain it to him, which all of that, again, it's like they can be their own episodes. That gets to me and Pablo going, all right, Super Regular is going to be this label and we're going to run it out, But again, it's a whole episode unto itself. Right. I'm just trying to get them to go, no, we're going to press this at one of these places. And it's going to be shrink wrapped and we're going to be real. Yeah. I'm going, this is going to be real.
Do you understand how forward thinking that is for a kid who's 17?
No, but people have told me it.
Yeah.
People have told me in retrospect. Gavin has told me it. Other people have told me, what were you on? How are you on that type time? And I'm like, it was just normal.
Necessity.
That's not, necessity is the mother of invention. If these guys aren't going to sign us.
Right.
Primarily.
We'll sign ourselves.
Because I'm not as good as Stoop in terms of from 1 to 10. If as a teenager, he is, I'm not going to call him a 10 yet. Like, let's say he hits 10 at Violent by Design or something. You know what I mean? Let's say he's an 8.5 or 9, and I'm at a 5.5. They're looking at it unbalanced. There's a producer and DJ who's dope. This kid's okay. Why would we sign them? Unless it's for a gimmick to be like little kids.
Right.
Like a crisscross. There's something there. Oh, an Italian kid and a Puerto Rican kid, and they're, Stoop's 5 years older than me. So they couldn't even really squeeze that gimmick out of they're a kiddie group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is at the time a 20-year-old Puerto Rican and a 15-year-old Italian kid. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's as my,
Yeah.
So is there an angle there? That comes into later stuff, post Violent by Design, which again, other stories of labels did try to, one label tried to sign us when I was young. And they weren't going for me being young. They wanted to sign Stoop to a production deal. He said, I'm not going without Vinnie. Then we don't hear from labels again till after everyone listens to me about putting our own records out. And people start going, wait, these guys are selling records on their own and getting college radio play and doing shows, and no one's funding this? This isn't backed by somebody somewhere?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Now, also in my head, I can't forget, you know, in closing, I can't forget Pop Art Records and Lawrence Goodman. If you guys don't know Lawrence Goodman, he's the father and uncle to the guys in the Youngsters. LG, the teacher, is what he went by then. He was behind Pop Art Records, who put out those early Juice Crew records.
Right.
So it wasn't like foreign to me here, but I still thought LG and Pop Art in my brain as a kid.
And if you guys
huge.
who listen, if you guys are listening and you don't know who the Youngsters are, check them out. It's like Another Bad Creation, but like badass. So go check out the Young. Right? Would you say it was young? Like
they were mad young, but I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go Another Bad Creation.
No, I'm saying, but badass. Like
how they were trying to make Crisscross and Another Bad Creation be pop. It's like
the opposite of that. That's
the Youngsters were the opposite.
That's what I mean. They're badass.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
And they came from hip hop royalty with LG and with the understudy. They grew up with the Juice Crew coming to their house.
It's wild.
Musa grew up with them, right? And Fly Ty from Cold Chillin' would like slide through the block in his Benz to do business with LG because he was putting out the Cold Chillin' artists on Pop Art. He put out Shantae. He put out Shan. It's why when they eventually beefed, right? You know, again, not too far off topic, but just a little side note. When the Juice Crew and Hilltop were beefing, Cool C did a record called Juice Crew Diss. And pretty early in the verse, he's like, it seems you forgot your start right here in Philly on Pop Art. And no one knew the reference. What is Pop Art? What is that? If you weren't from here, you didn't know what that meant unless you were from Philly or New York and you knew Pop Art was putting out Boob, which was Steady B.
Steady B.
He went by MC Boob, guys, before he was signed as Steady B to Jive. And Cool C and 3 Times Dope, which is EST, you know? So people were like, people didn't really know what that meant, bro. Certainly not internationally or nationally. You had to be from Philly or New York to know it seems you forgot to start right here in Philly on Pop Art, you know? But I definitely taking the Pop Art thing also, but the reason why I wasn't thinking that off the rip is because they were putting out records when I was really, really, really young. So I thought they were huge. I thought they were like, you know, rock stars. Same way I thought of Hilltop.
Sure.
It was, even though they were from Philly, I didn't look at them as people I like could reach out and touch, you know? And then my brother was detailing Cool C's car. And that's when I was like, oh, that's he had a Blazer.
Nice.
I was like, oh, yo. And he had the Hilltop logo on the wheel cover, custom. And then those guys started going into Choi's on Market Street, and Jan was working there selling sneakers. And he's like, yo, Drez from Black Sheep just came in. Yo, everyone would go into Choi's to get kicks. And I was like, yo, you should like hand these guys our demos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, man, I'll get fired. I was like, all right, I'll like post up there. You know? And I was like, yo, I told the guys from the Legion, like we talk about it now, I still have their poster signed. And now they're my guys. You know?
So yeah, so
like weird
so
full
again,
circle shit.
Yeah. So now it's high school's over, selling your own shit. And
well, now the floodgates open, man. Now the floodgates open, and it's and I tell my mom, yo, now I'm getting a taste of every process. Writing the rhyme, picking beats, recording the rhyme, and it's got there before with the demos. Now we're like, yo, we're sending this master tape to this place to get it pressed with artwork, and it's going to be shrink wrapped. This is crazy, and it's addictive because I'm one of the rare artists that likes every step of that.
Right. Okay.
I still do. Ask Billy. Billy's my part. I still like all that. I'm not like, yo, I just go rap and hear Billy finish the rest. I want every part of that.
Test presses still go to right to Vinny's.
Yeah, the test presses come to my crib, bro, not to nobody else's crib. I'm listening to them at 4 a.m.
So now this is it. This is your job. This is your career.
But here's why. This is why mom's the illest. I was like, I can't do this. This shit's for the birds. But I'm gonna end up selling dope. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I don't make it with this music shit. Because I've seen that world through others' eyes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people I love. This isn't taken as a diss. I never wanted to be viewed that way, man. The same way people say I could never be an artist is the same way I go, I could never have a square job. It's not a diss. It's just going, no, I just couldn't blank. You know what I mean? It's not a, it isn't a, I think too many people take it as one or some high horse shit. And it's not. But her and my step pop were like, I was like, yo, I'm not making money yet, you know, but something's gonna give, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I can't promise a time because I don't know, but I'm not fucking playing around on this rhyme shit. I'm not playing with these motherfuckers. And she was like, until you get that first dollar, we got you.
It's awesome.
So that's it.
That's it.
Now I'm like, word? Like, you're going to do that for me? I'm not going to let that happen where you're keeping me afloat at 18, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You did your job. You raised me to the best of your ability, you know?
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm alive. You got me to this point. But the fact that they said, we got you, that was it.
Yeah.
Now I'm on a fucking mission. Now I can't lose. Right. I can't. There is no, now you got to stop. Oh, I'm tired of these fucking interviews. What would you have done if you didn't make it? Never an option.
Can't have it.
No. But, no. You don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Then they just keep doing it.
Yeah.
No. But if it didn't, no, this is why you don't win.
Right. Because you got to keep pushing.
Nobody became Sugar Ray Robinson because they had a plan B. You can't. Yeah. And I'm not Sugar Ray Robinson. I'm not one of the best at anything, but you can't beat me.
Right.
You ain't gonna beat me at this shit. And that I'm not talking about the rapping. I'm talking about the grind of it.
Right.
I don't do that show up late shit. Stumble in with 20 people smoking blunts. There's dust blunts and pizza boxes in my studio sessions. And you can't be on stage without 60 of your mans. I don't do none of that shit.
Right.
I go for dolo. So they were never going to beat me. The game was never going to get over on me. I was never going to be a tale of what not to do.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I was on a fucking mission. I had to be. That's it. You know? Mm-hmm. And fuck that plan B shit and stop asking me that shit in interviews. Stop. Not y'all. I mean, when I, right. You know, when I agreed.
So what would you have done if
the look in their face, and this isn't just an interview. This is people. This is squares on the street. This is people that I like at a restaurant that get to know me and my mom. What would you have done? No. The look in their face of there was never a plan B. Death was the plan B. Is so perplexing to me at how perplexed they are. And that's why I'll never be that.
Right. I think that's a great piece of advice to give anybody. If they're trying to start something, definitely. I think you need maybe some different paths, but the goal has to be, I think that you have to change maybe some approaches, learn from mistakes, take L's as wins, but the goal is the finish line is there, and that's to succeed, no matter what, by any means necessary. I'm not going to go and do something else. This is the thing I'm doing. I'm committed to it, and I'm married to it. I'm married to the game. So
the thing, the thing we talked about, we briefly touched on it, in the first episode, and we could sort of wind down this particular conversation with this, is I just happened to do it with something that you have in what we said is there's 8 billion people on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
There's 350 million in the US. For the argument, I know that it's global, okay? All of these things we love are global. Hip hop is global, boxing is global, our culture, hip hop culture is global, fashion is global. But if we're saying to come out of America as a rapper, because this is where it was born, right? It was born in the South Bronx in 1972. What were the odds? And we are in a unique position where we could probably get pretty close to giving them.
Sure.
So I'm not 1 in 350 million, but like 50 of 350 million of people how many people who have historically lived off of rap? That's the number that's out there. Pick that number out, whatever you think it is. You're probably wrong because you don't know the industry, but I do.
Right.
Pick that number, and it's that in 350 million. And if you want to go global, it's that in 8 billion.
8 billion, right.
And my answer to that math was, nah.
I'm going to make this work.
I'm going to make it.
And you did.
All right. Odds of becoming a rapper who makes a full-time living often estimated to be less than 0.0038% of 1 in 26,000 artists, while millions attempt to make it. Over 90% remain undiscovered.
And we don't know what AI is doing in terms of, are they counting people like a singer, a dancer, an artist, anything? Yeah. Are they putting?
I did specifically rap in this one.
Okay, yeah.
So, I thank you, by the way, for sharing all that, and I hope that, I hope the people out there appreciate what we're trying to do with this show. This is.
Well, I hope everyone enjoyed hearing me.
A multiple
ramble.
A multiple on. You weren't rambling. Multiple.
The goal of the show is just to make Vinny
right. I'm gonna
get deep.
I'm gonna get deep.
Hey yo!
Oh, the first one. Damn it!
We're not only popping. We're not only popping trunks over here.
We gotta figure out where with Billy. Billy has the power as the producer. We need similar power.
I'm deleting that.
That's what I mean.
It's not the title of the show either.
I got the title. I got the title of the show. I wrote it down. We in talking about the entertainment industry and trying to put a bow on this, we lost a titan recently of the entertainment industry. Robert Duvall recently passed away, and
we'd be remiss. We didn't speak about it on the first episode. We're knocking out the kinks, guys. Some things will be missed or delayed, but not for a long time.
He's probably, at least in growing up, my household, he wasn't Robert Duvall. My father just called him Tom Hagen. So anything he was in.
What you said to me.
It was
Tom Hagen?
Yeah. Tom Hagen died
as the great Howard Stern once said, look at him. The real Bobby D.
The real Bobby D.
I said, oh.
Yeah. That is. My father also texted that in the thread. The family thread, he said the real Bobby D passed away. But yeah, Robert Duvall, arguably one of the greatest, most versatile actors of all time.
Without a discussion, meaning I don't mean I'm speaking for these guys. I mean, we don't have to have the talk to say the following.
Right.
Easy top 5 American actors to ever live.
Sure. Sure. Iconic roles like The Godfather. He's Kilgore in Apocalypse Now. And his career spanned, he was in, movies and TV shows recently.
One of those guys, and this is an art unto itself, amazing in shit that isn't good.
Right.
Denzel's on, I'm watching that shit.
Right.
Robert Duvall, I'm in.
And to bring it to hip hop,
no matter.
He starred in Colors.
A lot of
Colors. Shout out to Ice-T.
95 years old, and pretty much worked
up until
the end.
Till the end. Right. Have you guys ever seen?
You talk about
the
loving
Apostle?
your craft, guys. Oh, The Apostle's fucking brilliant.
It's a great movie. You ever seen that, Bill?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have actually.
It's a fucking great
I'm scrolling
movie.
through a list of someone ranking his movies, and there's 74 movies on this list.
So one thing we're gonna do, rest in peace, Robert Duvall. One thing we're gonna try to do on this show, maybe not every episode, but when we find it fitting, we're gonna do some recommendations. And I got a recommendation for you guys.
Boy,
we're ambitious, Bill, on Pop the Trunk, you know?
Okay.
Sometimes
we are ambitious.
Sometimes I pop the trunk and there's a book in there. You know?
Oh, yeah? What kind of book, Brendan?
It's a book about rap music and the industry. And it's written
very appropriate
by the great
friend of the show,
the great J Zone. It's called Root for the Villain. When did this come out? Like 15 years ago?
I don't know, B.
2012. I'm gonna check out the copyright.
So guys, if you're familiar with us, throw our boxing podcast,
2011, 15 years ago.
15 years, or familiar with us through Broad Street Breakdown. I spoke about Root for the Villain on that show. It's a great
book.
Insider's view, comedically through the eyes of an artist, and what a bloodbath this industry is. But Jay is also hilarious and also so well written. He wrote his book. It's not with a ghostwriter. He's really one of the smartest guys I've ever met in the industry. One of the most talented. So shout out, Jay.
Certainly.
Hopefully you hear this. It's a great recommendation from B. Say it again, B.
It's called Root for the Villain, written by J Zone. And it's rap, bullshit, and a celebration of failure. It basically touches on a lot of what Vinnie touched on in this episode. So if you guys are rap heads, specifically follow the industry like Vinnie and I did growing up, this is the most inside baseball thing you can get, especially if you're into, for lack of a better term, like underground hip hop, and if you were a fan of J Zone like I was, and am. But again, I bought his records, and from our era, when I saw this book many years ago, I can't believe it's been 15 years.
Bro, you saying that melted my head and shifted my mood, not to a bad one, but just the time is the great thief thing when you said 15 years.
Go get this. It's great.
Guys, I have a couple recommendations that are music. Two friends of mine, two people I love very much, Crime Apple and Evidence from Dilated Peoples, just put out a project together. Crime on the MI, Ev on the beats. Just spoke to both of them last night to congratulate them. It's called War Cash, as a play on car wash. So
really,
I think that's pretty amazing.
That's dope.
It's great. Another friend of mine, a brother I love very much, OT The Real, has a new record called Show No Mercy. So OT The Real, Show No Mercy, and Crime Apple and Evidence, War Cash. Both now, however y'all listen to music, you weird normal people who listen on, well, how do you do it? Spotify, Apple, all that stuff, Billy?
I just listened to Greenlight yesterday. OT's song on Show No Mercy, and guys, check him out. It's what, 10 songs on the record, right? That's it.
I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah.
They're both on the shorter side. That's
short.
why I gave 2.
Yeah,
you know, it's a good move.
It's kind of a throwback. I like that.
Yeah, it's good for the short attention span theater, which we're dealing with now. People aren't taking in albums like they did before, just at all. It's just they make their own playlist. Billy, what have you been into lately?
I was trying to think. I wasn't fully prepared, but I just watched.
We like that.
I just watched one battle after another. If you haven't seen it yet, you got to see it. I'm a Leo Mark. So
I loved it. I loved it. This isn't a spoiler, but I just love how the characters, Billy, how politically left there are, and when the kids pick up the daughter, these fucking liberal kids, and he's like, Like he's like a hard left guy. You know what I mean? It's just it's a really good play on kind of what's happening now, and you know, the political wars that we're all a part of, I suppose, because we live here.
It was really
so
good.
what's up with our so everything video wise for people that want to check us out is through on the Vinnie Paz YouTube, right?
It'll be on the Vinnie Paz YouTube.
Just look up Pop the Trunk Vinnie Paz and you'll find all the video. So we'll do I guess we're gonna do
full
length episodes and shorts and stuff, right? Of clips.
You got you guys are gonna get a lot of content coming your way.
And we may even put some content like specifically just for the YouTube once we
we're gonna definitely. So sign up and subscribe at the Vinnie Paz YouTube, guys. Subscribe and like everything on there so you can stay up to date. We now have an Instagram page that we can announce. So everybody please go follow that. Billy, let them know what it is.
popthetrunk.pod on Instagram.
popthetrunk.pod. And look, if questions are good enough, they might create whole shows. So Brendan wanted to explain like, yo, write in, and it won't just be like, oh, we'll do the mailbag. Something might lead to a whole discussion. So feel free. Guys.
And we'll give we'll give you a shout. So Bill, hit him with the email too.
Yep. That's mailbag at popthetrunkpod.com. To say it again, it's mailbag at popthetrunkpod.com. We'll get into reading some of those in the next episode.
B, where can they find you on social media?
At the Killer B 24 on Twitter.
It's back?
No, that's
Twitter.
It's Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was.
And it's
Instagram.
at Brendan Long KEOTB.
I want him. He's got to change it
on IG.
He said no.
Nah, I'm not changing it again. So
he said no.
Yeah, Brendan Long KEOTB. I got the tattoo, so you know what I'm saying.
How are we gonna get him to change it? Do we have to put up a poll? No puff.
I think
put up a poll.
Yeah, see,
we don't have a name for our fans yet, but our fans will have.
Our fans are trying to
change.
They are searching for.
I've seen
names.
some. I'm not calling you guys poppies, so that's
someone
just
said
out.
Trunkies. I fucking lost it.
Trunkers is pretty good, but it's kind of like Trumpers.
It sounds too close to Trump and Eddie Trunk. The
Trunky junkies,
dude.
Trunky junkies.
I think. Look, Knockies is mad funny with knocking out the box, but I think it should be more. It should be more thugged out and hip hop related, like some gang shit.
Write in some suggestions.
I don't know, Poppies is.
I'm not calling
like
people by Poppy. They're poppies.
Yeah, that's gross and gay. Yeah, that's pack that up.
Poppers.
Calling anyone pop. Yeah, men calling men poppy is crazy work.
It happens.
It happens. I'm just saying. I still think it's crazy work. Papa. Now, Papa, nah, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with Pana. I'm cool with Papa. But Papi, I tell you. Yeah. Pack that up. I am at Vinnie_Paz on Twitter. At BoxCutterPazzy on Instagram. JMTstore.com for all things music related, merch related. We'll get some Pop the Trunk shirts up and running. Right, boys?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Some stickers, we'll get them popping. You know what I'm saying? That way, little sticker packets when you write in.
Brendan will put them on cop cars.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What? Mm-hmm. Why? What is this? This is like dry snitching on me.
He is. He's
Billy
a rat.
Does this?
Billy a rat.
He does this every episode.
He's like Whitey Bowl. He's like Whitey Bill.
Don't tell people what I do. They're just gonna know me.
Whitey Bill.
You can't introduce me as that to people.
Right.
Why? You're like my favorite character.
I am?
Yep.
Yeah, I know. I do. I am here to. What am I here to amuse you?
Amuse you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Billy, say good night.
Good night, Billy.